Yeah, you taught me a lot.
Clip that. So,
Welcome to the best hour of their day podcast with your hosts, Jason Fernandez
and me, Jason Ackerman. With more than 20 years in the business,
as both coaches and affiliate owners,
our passion is to help create world-class affiliates
and coaches by building
better
boxes.
Welcome to
The best hour of your day.
Today's episode is brought to you by Enlifted. As a best hour listener, you know that training your mind is just as important as training your body. Enlifted provides elite coaches and affiliates with practical, powerful mindset tools that can transform your athletes, your gym's culture, and give you an unshakable edge as an affiliate owner. Learn more by signing up for your free mindset training at enlifted.me/best hour. Enlifted, mindset simplified, results amplified.
the King of Catawba.
What's up, dude?
What is up, Ryan Pepe? What's it like having every member from your town at your gym? You have 100%. Is that accurate? 100% of the members of Catawba Valley.
I mean, you're close.
It's getting there.
That's our goal.
That is your goal. Well, there's
Yeah.
only, 200 people that live in your town?
40,000.
Is there 40,000? It's growing?
Yes.
But you're the mayor?
I mean, that's what you call me.
I do, because you know everyone there. I want to talk about how you have this small town, and a lot of people would say, well, we can't ever be the successful, thriving business. But here you are. I see your truck.
Did you see it out in
You
the
saw me
parking lot?
did you drive here?
Yeah, I did.
From North Carolina?
I did.
Why? Because they shut the flights down? Or because you just wanted to...
My parents live about an hour and a half from here, so
Oh.
I drove down on Thursday to spend the afternoon, evening with them.
Did you make your dad call you King? Did you say, hey, it's King now?
Mr. King.
Sir King. Sir King. So you drove down from North Carolina
Yeah.
through the snowstorm you guys were talking
Yeah.
about of 1 inch?
Yeah, 1 inch. Yeah, at least 1 inch.
And, no, I didn't see the truck. We'll have to come check it out.
It's out there in the parking lot.
We'll talk about it, but you were involved in NASCAR. You could, I'm not a hillbilly, so I don't really know much about NASCAR.
You don't have to be a hillbilly to know about NASCAR.
But you were a
I'll
big deal.
I'll teach you something.
I listened to the podcast. I know all I need to know. There's tires involved. You were a big deal in that world for a long time.
20 years.
Who was the dude?
That I don't like?
No, the one you liked and you had a good career with.
Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
Okay, I've heard of those. I've heard of those names. You were Jimmy Johnson, like that's a big one.
Yeah.
And then there was one you don't like, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
No, Kevin Harvick.
You don't. I love how you don't mind saying his name. But you've had some awards. I mean, you won some big things.
Yeah, so I've got lucky enough to have.
And you have to do this if you live in North Carolina. Is that true?
That's not a requirement, but it's encouraged. Over 30 wins, 2 championships. So pretty blessed life. Got to see a lot of the country that I wouldn't have seen if it wasn't for that career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any I don't know. I'm not using the right word, but was there any takeaways from that life to affiliate ownership, especially being like the guy changing the tires to the big deal?
Yeah. So a lot, because
Let's get serious for a minute.
in racing, everybody is the best of the best. They're the best mechanics, the best drivers. And I try to do that with my affiliate as well. Be, the best affiliate owner. The drivers are putting their lives in your hands, that you tightened all the nuts and bolts as we go off into turn 1 at 200 miles an
They have
hour.
to trust you.
Right. And that nothing's going to fall off. So the same thing could be said about being an affiliate owner. People are coming into the gym trying to better their lives and get fit, get healthy, and they need to trust you that they can drive off into that corner at 200 and nothing's going to fall off.
They're trusting you. How many members do you have now?
We're sitting right at about 100 members.
I mean, that's great. We were joking earlier, but 40,000's not.
Yeah, we have 2 Chipotles now. Did I tell you that?
You got a second one?
Yeah, they just opened it.
Do they have guac at that one?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's always like my question. People are like, you don't get it. We're in a small town. I'm like, do you have a Chipotle?
Yeah.
You got 2 now?
2.
You're essentially
Man, we're getting big time,
You're like
dude.
Manhattan. I mean, it's not that much, but it's a smaller town, and I think that's a big misconception of like hey, we're not gonna have that many people, and we have to charge small town prices. You've had how many rate increases?
2.
2.
Yeah.
And you melt down both times. You melted down.
The first time I really melted down, I think I even sent you an email and was like, dude, I am not sure about doing this.
This is it. I have to close the doors.
Yeah, and you were like, just do it, man. Just do it. Trust the process.
I think I probably use a few swear words.
Not you.
No,
you wouldn't
no,
do
I
that.
would never. I actually don't swear very often. But yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, go.
And
I
then we
remember
had-
the second one even more so. But go on.
I felt way more confident going in. I probably still questioned, like, hey, man, I think I sent you the email that I was going to send
Yeah.
to the members
Yeah.
just so you could look it over. But I felt way more confidence going into that second one.
Well, like anything, you've seen it, you've done it. The first one is harder because you're like, oh, I have to. They've never experienced this.
Right.
But often, I think it was. I'm pretty sure we were like, it's going terribly. Right. And I'm like, tell me about that. Like, well, one person.
Yeah.
Is it?
One out of a
Right. I'm like,
100.
what about the other 99?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard from them.
Right.
Okay. So you've done that. You transitioned to 4-week billing?
Yep. I did it all at the first rate increase, did it all at one time. So
And
ripped the Band-Aid off.
How long had you been open at that point?
Our box has been in existence since 2013.
So you're open nearly 10 years at that point, maybe 8
Yeah.
or 9, right? You've been with us a couple of years. And that was the first rate increase?
That was, well, since we were owners. So Jess and I, my wife, bought the gym in 2019. The previous owners, great people, did a great job starting the gym, still active in the community. They had one rate increase. It was
9 years.
2017,
6 years, yeah.
but it was a very small one.
Which is
so,
worse,
yeah.
by the way.
Right,
Like, raise me $15, not
right, not
2.
5.
Yeah. So you go in, but again, this was that small town feel. Like, well, and by the way, Chipotle doesn't charge less in your area than it does in Manhattan,
It's true.
right? And Starbucks and all these things. And I think that's what's important. It's like it doesn't. And by the way, like we've had box owners in a village, like she could not be in the United States, like could not get the internet. So it's like that's small.
Right.
You have 2 Chipotles. You're
Yeah.
essentially
And we have internet. Yeah.
just got it. Elon gave you a start.
Yeah.
Like so, what was that? You know, going through that and you implemented the 4-week billing agreements. Like you have to put these parameters on your business and systems that are like, hey, we are a business, even though we are in a small
Right.
town.
Right. Yeah, and raising the bar to be able to make the class experience better for the members. I knew that the second time around that we were doing a better job of delivering the class experience and giving back to my members. Since the second rate increase, we've added some more amenities. We now have a sauna and a cold plunge that our members can take advantage of if they want to. Not too many people want to get in the cold plunge right now when it's 17 degrees outside, but I still encourage them. Hey, it's beneficial.
Yeah, doesn't matter what
do
the
hard
outdoor-
things,
yeah.
like Tosh said this morning. So yeah,
But let's talk about that. I mean, because you do these other things like the original rate increase, you can add these amenities.
right.
Do your members see it? Do they appreciate it?
Oh yeah, I've had several of them tell me like, man, like I've only been here a couple months, and you just keep raising the bar and adding stuff and just making our gym. I always tell them that it's our gym. It's my gym, but it's our gym. Members included, a better place to be, and they appreciate it.
Yeah, and whenever Fern or I or any of our staff talk about a rate increase or even any of our clients, it's like, yes, it includes improving value.
Right.
Like it's never blanketly just raise rates. It's raise rates because you improved value. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like, hey, day one, let's go do this. It's like, let's make sure you're leveling up. Let's make sure everything's improving, showing them the value. And then it's like you experienced. No issue
Right.
when you raise rates. Was there any pushback?
The second time, no pushbacks.
None. Zero.
Nothing. Zero problems.
Like that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
literally, remember you had that member. What was your member? I don't remember. You were on a call with me. That was like just coming in and using the assault bike.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
Is there any chance?
I'm not
going to
mention name because he might watch this.
But I mean, sometimes. Go ahead. What was the story?
Yeah, so we did our first rate increase, and had the one member question if he was the only one that we were raising the rate for.
Yeah, just you, Joe.
Long story short, he had to pause his membership after the rate increase due to health issues, but then showed up and just rode the assault bike and just thought that was okay.
I remember. It was, like how absurd that is.
And it was when I was not there.
Yeah, it was like Ryan's the boss isn't here. I'm just
But
using a bike.
the boss was there.
Yeah, your wife was there.
Just
She
wasn't
told you.
me, right? She did tell me.
So you got him. You had to have that, and a lot of times, even with the rate increase, it's like, yeah, you might have to have a couple conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You had that conversation.
I did, and everything was fine. Put him back in the system and started his membership that day.
So many times when it comes to anything at the box, money obviously being the biggest one, it's like, I just want to be heard. Like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm either, it's not even I'm unhappy. It's like, I want to have a say, right?
Yeah.
It's like when you're a kid and you're like, but,
Right.
and your parents like,
Right.
we don't care. You're grounded.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just want to tell you why I think
this is my
bad.
side of the story.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly why. And that's like the members. It's like, but I just want to use the bike. Yeah, that's why we're using rates, because we buy those bikes.
Right.
All those things. So, what are some of the? Have you had any obstacles that you don't think the rest of the U.S. experiences? And I don't say that in jest, but like serious small town. Like, is there anything because of that?
Like that we've experienced?
Yeah, or you would have thought before working with us, like, this is a small town thing that maybe you're like, oh, no, this is just I own an affiliate thing.
I don't think Hickory's a small town thing. You keep saying that, but it's not. It's a pretty big city. We're not that far from Charlotte.
How far are you from Charlotte?
About an hour northwest of Charlotte.
This is what people that live in small towns say. We're an hour from a city. Right, Christian? I'm glad we were on the same page there. But all right, you're a big city. We get it right. Hickory, well, then anything that you thought before working with us that you're like, let's take a step back, just like in general, like this is unique to me.
Well, I didn't think that I needed to have systems in place. Like, I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know before joining Affiliate U. And I didn't know that I needed systems in place to make things happen when I'm not there.
So let me ask you a question. Going back to NASCAR, was there a system when you changed those tires?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it was multi-step.
Everything was
I'm sure
a
it wasn't
system.
just take these lug nuts.
No.
You impressed that I even know what a lug nut.
I am.
The only thing I know on a car is how to change it. My stepfather taught me how to change a tire.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can do. I've had to do it a few times on the side of the road.
When my daughter turned 16, that was the first thing I taught her is how to change. Like, this is where everything is at, and this is how it's done. Because I don't want her depending on
It's gotten harder though. Like
dudes.
Smart. The tires like under the car
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
Some of them
now.
are, yeah.
One of my newer, I have like a Honda Pilot, and it was like, oh, there's no extra tire.
You drive a Honda?
Yeah.
I figured it would have been a Prius.
I did have a Prius for a long time. I loved my Prius. So you thought, I don't think you thought that. I would argue you didn't know any better.
Right. Absolutely. Like I said, you don't know what you don't know. And now that I know, like, this is how it's supposed to be or how it should be, now I look back at when we were not with Affiliate U, and I'm like, what in the heck?
Like the dark ages
how did I
almost.
make it,
Yeah, barely. Well, you did. You did, for the record, you found us, right?
I found Fern, actually.
What was it? How did you find us, period?
So Fern came to a summit. It wasn't Affiliate University, but it was just a regular CrossFit summit in Raleigh. And I'm like, who is this dude?
I think I was there.
No, you weren't there. I did have you and Lindsay at my level 1 though, 2015.
I remember.
Do you? You had
I don't meet a lot of people
little
my
bit
height.
longer hair than
but
what
I don't
you
meet
have
a lot
now.
of people my height. That was it. I was like, all right.
Did you tell everybody why we're sitting down?
Yeah, that's exactly. You joked that I needed a booster seat. I'm like, bro, you got 2 inches. This is a big 2 inches for the record.
Hey,
5'3" to 5'5" is like everything.
Okay.
Are you 5'6"?
That's what my driver's license says.
Yeah. So you met Fern, and what was it about him?
He did the continuum of your affiliate, the sick, well, fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure we're in the almost to the
we're
sick,
dead.
you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like, how many new members are you getting?
Right.
What systems do you have in place? All of those things. And you're like, none.
Right.
Yeah.
And the class experience too, like I never put this is what your perfect ideal class should look like. I just, if my coaches showed up and coached a class, I thought, hey, that was a good class, But hey, there's so much more value that you can add to it by raising the bar and setting the standard as to, this is what the ideal class should look like. So yeah, you taught me a lot.
Clip that. So,
All right, guys, if you like this content, please subscribe to the podcast. But understand, we work with affiliates. If you are interested in building your business, understanding strategy, building a better community, and building better coaches and careers for them, hit the link somewhere around this video, and we'd love to have a call with you. Every CrossFit affiliate knows that mindset is either what limits or unlocks an athlete's potential. But the problem is, most people can't give you a simple and clear definition of what mindset is. And most coaches don't have a repeatable or practical tool to consistently train it. And Lifted is here to help you solve that. And Lifted is here to help box owners and their coaches become world-class mindset pros by creating a simple, repeatable system for keeping you and your athletes focused and confident. You see, Enlifted's definition of mindset is simple. Mindset is the story that you tell yourself. And our good friend, Mark England, who's the head coach over at Enlifted, will show you how simple words and better breathing can help create better stories and ultimately better performance for you and your athletes. If you want your athletes to stay engaged longer, if you want them to be more consistent with their results, if you want your current members to stay with you longer instead of you having to chase down new ones, mindset must be a part of your business toolkit. At Best Hour, we use the Enlifted method all the time. We have our own personal program inside of Best Hour, and a lot of our coaches have been trained personally by Mark. We literally use these tools every single day. You see, elite coaches must have the ability to get past their clients' mindset blocks, whether it's an athlete who's sensitive about their weight or coming back from an injury, or even if it's something outside of the box that's affecting their performance inside it, you must have the tools to empower that athlete where they need it most. So if you're serious about building a top-tier box with an elite mindset culture, upgrading your team, and supporting clients at every level, then Lifted is for you. Head on over to enlifted.me/best hour and grab your exclusive free mindset training. Enlifted. Mindset simplified, results amplified.
okay, so you go back to what I asked is like, that was the catalyst of,
It was
we're
the aha
sick.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you sign up, and then you're like, did you immediately run with like, oh, I do need these systems? Was there any objections? Was there any?
No. I knew as soon as I saw what I needed to do and what systems I needed to put in place, it was like, okay, I need to do this to make my life easier, so I can do the thing.
When you were the Prince of Catawba.
The prince.
But, I think for us as the owners of the company, especially when we're doing like all of the calls, like you gravitate, especially back, like nowadays it's like people sign up, they're like, we're here to do work.
Yeah.
We see what you've done.
Yeah.
Like we just had Zev and Aaron on Green, and it's like they're the rapids, and people are seeing like, oh, an affiliate can have 200 members, can have 100 members, but back then it was like, we like you guys, so we're signing up. And then we would gravitate towards, oh, but this guy's doing the thing that we told. It's like a member at your box. Like,
oh, yeah.
Who are your favorite members? Well, the ones that show up consistently. Like, it's like, I got to get to know you a little bit. Like, you were on every Thursday call.
Yeah. Who stopped those?
Fern made me. But you're on every call. So you're just showing up. It's like, hey, show up consistently.
Yeah.
Now show up consistently and try hard.
Right.
Right? Or I should go back and be like, and then listen, when I tell you to go lower, or push your knees out. So it's it's to that point that it's like, oh, we gravitate towards you, you gravitate.
Yeah.
It's magnetic.
It's like a magnet.
It's chemistry between us, Ryan.
We were just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it's like we finish each other's.
So going to be little hearts that pop up on this.
We can do that. We can definitely make that. We can definitely make that happen. So what were some of the systems you put in place? What were some of the earlier ones?
So I didn't have a cancellation or a hold policy.
Yeah, people are just like, this guy wants to go on hold for 15 days.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's your policy? Well, we don't. Well,
We don't
that's
have
why he
one,
wants that.
Yeah, I would have people contact me the day that their
Yeah.
membership
and then
was
you're
going to
mad.
run. Oh, yeah.
But you're
like,
mad for no reason because they don't
It's
know.
my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
good first step, right?
You're
That's
right.
like, yeah,
Admit it.
Yeah. So, was that easy to do?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah,
easy one.
simple.
Right? Yeah.
Just tell, I tell people up front, like, this is what it is. Here it is. You can read it. It's on our website, black and white.
And by the way, a lot of these times when you're nervous about whether it's a rate increase or a new policy, it's like, just put it out going forward.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry about the 100 people that are there. Just don't let any new person also allow that. But
Right.
ideally, we have to tell them all about it as well.
Right.
So those are some easy ones. Was there any that you struggled with?
The first rate increase.
Well, then let's dive deeper. Like, what was at the root of it? I would imagine it's like they're all going to leave.
Yeah.
That's the what were your rates at the time? Do you remember?
I want to say that it was 105 for 3 days a week and 115 for unlimited.
You live in a small area.
Yeah.
Small town. Those are smaller town. But when we get people in, and it's like we can't pay our bills. I'm like, well, you're not charging enough, right? Like, so what'd you go to?
The first time?
I wanted to say there was a moment where you wanted to go 10. I was like, go 15.
You did. I did that
Yeah.
the second time.
And it was 100.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a thing where it's like, I'd rather you charge me more.
Yeah. So it was. I made a mistake. So it was 115.
And by the way, you owe me all that money.
Checks in the mail.
You
Can I
got a
write
post
you?
office
Can I,
in Hickory?
Yeah. We got 2 of them.
Right by the Chipotle.
Can I put you on my taxes for the year?
Yeah.
I said that wrong. We were 115 for 3 days, 125 for unlimited.
Original when you took
Correct.
over.
Yes.
And then how much did you bump from that?
We went up $10 the first time.
So 125,
That
135.
was Fern's idea.
Right.
Yeah. And then the second time we went up $15.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
So just for the record, I'm 50%.
It was your
better
idea.
Just so we got the math right. No, I think at that point it's also, I'm not doing it. Like, I want you to make more money, obviously, because you deserve it. But at that point, it's like you got 2 years of showing these people
Improving
value
the thing.
and a sauna
Yeah.
and a cold plunge and like all these other things. So at the heart of it, when you're like, I didn't want to do it, and I ask because every affiliate owner experiences is like, I'm going to lose everybody.
Yeah. Everybody all at one time.
And I get it because I remember my first increase. I made one of my coaches do it for the record. Like, I was like, I'm not doing that. Right? I was like, Kevin, go tell all of them the rates are going up.
Did you hide in the office?
Yeah, I didn't even come in. I wasn't even in the office. But it's always like, okay, how many? Go through your list, right? Like, how many are gonna leave? Oh, there's Steve, Sally, and Mark.
Right.
Like, all right, if 3 people leave, you're going up $10. Like, do the math.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, it's supply and demand too. Like, we have clients who are like, I need to expand, and I'm like, well, if you increase rates and you lose some people, you're coming out way more ahead than doubling your rent because you need to expand.
Right.
And even in that first iteration, did you lose many?
Just one.
You lost one. So in 2 rate increases, and by the way, you're talking $25 more now.
Right.
25%.
Yeah.
You lost one person.
Yep.
That's 1% because you have 100 members.
Yeah. Pretty good
Do you
odds.
feel a little silly? Do you feel a little silly sitting on this chair? Right now?
Only because I'm looking at you.
What? That's amazing. I mean, and that's what most experience. I mean, you've been around hundreds of our clients. It's like, and I'm not here just to pump the rate increase, but
Right.
And it's not about the rate increase.
Well, I definitely think that it's your delivery too.
Of course, yeah.
If you're a complete idiot and do it, the wrong way.
Yeah, like if you lean over the back, like rates
like
are going
right
up.
after everybody's on the floor after a wad and tell them
Yeah.
they're gonna, their rates are gonna be different.
When you show up in your new truck.
Right? Yeah. my Corvette.
No, there's like anything in life, how you communicate that, and it's, I'm sure in both of your emails, my door's open.
Yep.
Right?
Every time.
And that's why you get the. I'm saying Joe. I don't think his name was Joe, but it's like that's why you have the Joes. I said Joe would be weird.
No, it's not Joe.
You get the Joes where it's like, oh, I didn't know any better, Ryan. It's like, well, let's talk.
Yeah.
So, 1%, and it's what else were you gonna say? It's the delivery. What? Anything else involved there?
Yeah. I mean, if you do your due diligence on, sit down and don't just come off the cusp and spend a little time and make sure that you get another set of eyes on, your email or whatever you're going to send and improve your product.
That's really at the heart of it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're wanting to raise your rates and your class is shit, then
how did you make your class not shit?
I joined Affiliate U.
Appreciate that, but what were some of the things you did? Because you said like you've seen Fern's Sickness, Wellness, Fitness. Your rate is at sick, by the way, right? At the time.
Yeah, it wasn't quite sick, but it was closer to sick.
Than,
yeah.
But also, like you said, the class experience. So what were some of the things? Because I think that's actually harder than raising rates is pretty black and white. Like send out an email.
Right.
Improving the class experience is much harder.
It is hard, and it's still, to this day, it's still hard because every time you go in there, you want to do better than the last time you were in. You want to make it better every time you're coaching class, or at least I do. And I hope
should, yeah.
Just like the mastermind. The first one in Denver was at an ant farm, and we were all crammed in.
There's a nice feeling there, right? It was unique.
It was unique. It was very, intimate, I will call it.
Intimate.
I know you like to be intimate, but and then watch it grow to what it is here in Orlando.
Well, Nashville, and then you have Vegas. And,
yeah.
Yeah. And
I've been to all four.
My opening.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, you had your hand up.
Oh, I didn't know if you saw me.
I saw.
Since
I looked specifically. No, you're one of the. I mean, there was actually more people who had been to all four than I had anticipated. What makes it important for you to come to these?
Getting rejuvenated. As a couple months ago, I was. You go through these ebbs and flows of being an affiliate owner. Not every day is rainbows and butterflies. Yeah. I need a little kick in the seat. And coming to this helps me have a clear vision of what I need to do when I go home.
I gave you 1 day.
You gave me 1 day?
I was like, you got to turn your shit around.
Oh, you did. You did. Actually, yeah. I sent you the text, and you were like, okay, enough. Like, when are we going to be over this? And I said, today.
You said
and
tomorrow.
I was. Yeah,
you said
tomorrow. Yeah, give me one more day.
I said, okay, send me a picture tomorrow.
And I did.
You did, yeah. But sometimes you just need someone.
Yeah.
And Zev said this on a previous episode where it's like, you're on an island. I'm the only one experiencing this.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, just go downstairs. There's 209 others.
Exactly.
Feeling like that are going through it. And he said it's the community. I don't think you lean that much on our community. Is that
you don't
accurate?
think so?
Maybe. I think you lean on me a bit too much.
Do you?
No, but do you? Maybe I'm not aware because I would say like, I don't think you're quiet when you know you, but I can see you being quiet.
I'm a pretty reserved person, yeah. But there is people within the community that have boxes close to me that are in Affiliate U that I've reached out to.
That's cool.
And lean on them as well, and that's kind of nice, because
it's nice for me.
Is it? Well, those people are, we're on the same wavelength.
Small town.
That, yes.
Oh, all right, here we go.
They don't have two
Chipotles within like a mile, right? Like we'll get there one day in Hickory.
Maybe.
But we keep the box going. So, but they have the same wavelength as you.
Yeah. So it's nice to reach out and ask them. If I got a thought, instead of bothering you or asking you.
You never bother me.
I ask them.
Truly, I'd say that in jest. It's like, again, going back to it, it's like, because you're gonna do it. And even that thing about send me a picture tomorrow.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, you did it, and I wanted you to.
I'm surprised you didn't keep that picture.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I had to get rid of all my pictures of my kids.
Christian, don't let him use that against me.
It's on there. I should have used it in the opening. What's that like? You mentioned it. A lot of, I think, people hear that and be like, but they're my competition.
They are my competition, but I don't look at it those particular boxes as my competition, because I know what they're doing. They're doing the same thing that I'm doing, and trying to deliver the best hour of their members' days. Can't say that about every box in my area, but I don't get caught up in the weeds.
I would say this. They think they're doing that. Right?
Right.
It's like politics. Like that person that voted the other way believes in that.
Yeah.
They just don't know any better.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like they're not trying to make their day worse.
Correct.
Right? But they're maybe not doing it in a way that brings up the entire community.
Yeah.
Which I think is part of it, because if that box does it and I do it and they do it, more people are going to find CrossFit.
Yeah.
And then it's not about the one member that joins their box. It's about the 100 new members in Hickory that disperse.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think that's really cool. So, what's next?
Oh. What's next for the box or personally?
Let's take both. I'm interested in both.
What's next? The box. I'll do that one first.
And I'll throw out your Grandpa Pepe.
2 times.
What do you go by? You don't go by Grandpa?
My grandkids call me Pop-Pop.
Papa.
Yeah, because that's what I called my grandfather when he was around. Yeah, so they call me Pop-Pop. And then there's no,
we're the same age,
confusion.
and I'm like, how is this guy
We're not
Pop?
the same age.
What are you,
I'm older.
51?
Yeah, I just turned 51 on Monday.
Oh, yeah, because it was your birthday in Nashville. It was your 50th.
Yes.
But you're 5 years older. I mean, we're at this point, once you're past 40, it's 10 years is the same age.
Yeah. Is that how it works?
Pretty close. You're a pop-up.
Yeah.
And I got a 3-year-old and running around my house. Different 3. You got a 3-year-old, but they leave.
Yes. So that's the great part about being a grandparent is.
Yeah, mine's with the grandparents right now at Disney.
You get to treat them like your kids, but then they get to go home.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So
what's next for you?
So for me, 2025 goal is my level 3.
All right.
I've committed to every week of coach development.
You've been doing it?
Yeah.
This year you started again?
Yes,
So
I started again. So not just being on the coaching calls.
But it's 4 calls in, I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
4
So
weeks.
I've been on every call
And doing
so
the
far,
homework.
and I've submitted the homework. So
I'm gonna ask
it's a
about it.
non-negotiable.
I like it.
Monday is my homework submission day.
And for those that aren't an affiliate, you film yourself. If you're an affiliate, 100% of your coaching staff, not just the owner,
Right.
gets real feedback from all level 4, all seminar staff people on your submission. How hard is that? Is that tough?
It's not tough. I actually enjoy it because it's going to make me a better coach. It's going to make me a better leader for my team. Mm-hmm. And it's going to improve the class experience for my members.
Whenever one of our clients is like, oh, my staff is not doing it, first question, are you?
Right.
And it's almost always, well, I'm working on, when you do it, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And it's leading by example. So get that level 3.
Yep.
So how long are you going to commit to that before taking the level 3? The full curriculum?
That I have not. I think I want to do all 26 weeks.
So around July,
first.
take that level 3?
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, July 1st-ish, somewhere in there.
Okay. Anything else personally?
I don't think so, no.
Keep that marriage strong?
Oh, it's strong, dude. I got the best wife in the world, man.
Second wife is the best one, huh?
That's right. Yes.
And what about for the business?
So 2025 goal for the business is to add 35 to 40 new members.
Okay. Right. 3 a month?
Yep.
Net 3 we refer to them, which means obviously people are going to move, get pregnant, do that kind of stuff, right?
Right. And then level up my coaching staff.
What are they, level 1s and 2s right now?
Yes.
Are you leveling up will encourage them to?
Correct. Yeah, lead by example, just like you guys do. You guys are never going to ask us to do something that you wouldn't do yourself.
I might ask you to get me a sandwich,
From Chipotle. They don't have sandwiches there.
Give me a burrito. Now, I'm glad we can talk about Chipotle. At first you're like, what? What is this? What's a burrito? And
I knew what Chipotle was.
Now you know.
If we ever get an In-N-Out, though, it's over.
Oh, if you get an In-N-Out, that is the sign. Yeah, we have an In-N-Out in Colorado. But it's nothing too crazy. So, good goals. Keep doing the thing. I think is really impressive. Like 100 members is a great threshold. You're there at a good rate. Like you're doing all the right things. It's inevitable that you'll get there. Now, what do you want to say to Kevin Harvey?
Kevin Harvick?
What is his name?
Harvick.
Harvick?
Kevin Harvick. Can I say, are you allowed to cuss on this?
Oh, preferred, yeah. Go ahead. Tell
Preferred?
Kevin Harvick how you feel.
Harvick, you suck.
Well, King of Catawba, CrossFit Catawba Valley. Always a pleasure, Ryan.
Thank you.
I have no doubt you'll hit those goals next year. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Big thanks to our friends at Enlifted for supporting today's show. Enlifted provides elite affiliates and coaches with practical, powerful mindset tools that can transform your clients, your culture, and give you and your athletes an unshakable edge. Learn more by signing up for your free mindset training at enlifted.me/best hour.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.